Alrighty, we are here again with Behind the Visor from Wilmot Raceway on August 19th for the Kenosha County Fair. It is one of the biggest races for us, and it's always a fun time. Track is looking great, and instead of doing a single race for this night, we're just gonna kind of go through the whole night, and we'll have some bonus on board here of what was going on in the pit. So it'll be a little bit longer, but hopefully you guys find this fun and entertaining, because I surely didn't, and I don't think the team did either. But hey, we got through it. So as always, we are packing our line down while we are waiting to go green. Over the receiver, they say the 50 car is coming to green, and that's the car behind me. So I go right away, and I feel like I have a good gap on the car in front of me, this white car, and I kind of go through the middle a little bit to see where there's a little bit of bite, and there was some there. And now I'm gonna rail the top here, or no, I go down to the bottom, and the car jumps the cushion, and this is our green flag lap right now. So I either have to slide them, pass them, or slow down. But if I slow down, I risk having the 50 car pass me and losing a lap. So here I'm just kind of hanging on his left rear a little bit, and at this point I'm like, you know what, screw it, I'll just chase him in there, and if he jumps the cushion again, I'm gonna be driving right into his lap. And kind of just cheated a little bit more in 3, and yeah, that's our qualifying. And you know, I feel that we're pretty good with our gaps typically with qualifying, but not today. And I'm a little bit frustrated here because, again, not normally like me to get stuck behind a car, but it is what it is. I look on the board here coming off of 4, and we are 4th in this group. We have one more group to go, so I felt like we were somewhat fast, but we ended up 6th in flight, so a decent result. And here the motor stalls, and now I'm like, man, being stuck behind that car is the least of my problems now, because she don't go bang bang now. So through my head right now, I'm like, crap, not this all over again. In packing, between packing and qualifying, we actually switched rev limiters again, which we thought that's what the issue was, but it turns out that it isn't. So yeah, now I'm gonna be waiting here for the crew to come get me, push me back to the trailer. All right, so fast forward here. Marshall came down and helped us figure out some wiring things because the rev limiter was flickering, and it's just a bunch of weird stuff. So here we get pushed off. Flip the switch, nothing, and I can hear the pistons kind of, I can hear the motor turning over, but there's nothing. So I'm gonna be like, maybe it's wiring, so I'm flicking the switch on and off. Push truck's still behind me, and I'm like, I'm gonna take it one lap around, maybe it'll fire, and if not, then I'll pull off. And I mean, the track is looking so good too. Like, we just made a little adjustment with some stagger and changed the right rear offset, but other than that, we left the car alone. So I'm feeling that with the track condition, if this thing could just fire, I feel like we have a really good shot at giving Marshall here in this black car a run for his money in the heat, because it's looking like a track that I like to run on, that fits my driving style, but it ain't starting. And now I'm getting more and more frustrated, and it's just so not cool. But it is what it is. Yeah, so I'm gonna pull off here. Really upset. They said over the receiver too, like to pull off, but I was gonna pull off anyways. And yeah, so here I try to float it out of gear. It's kind of hard when you're getting pushed, but finally get it out of gear here. And now they're just gonna push me back to the pit. So fast forward again.
It's on? Hey, what's that firing? Leave it on. Alright, where's the 4-wheel? Push me back! No, but right now. No, it didn't start at all. Not even a pop. Unzip and clip the zip tie that's on the fuel. Huh? We could zip tie to the 6,700 now. Usually it's 66.99. There it is, 66.99. You need to come around over here. Hey man, he put his juice right here for me.
Right here too, or just in the top?
Whichever one.
You can probably start without the fucking red limiter.
Try it, yeah.
I mean, fuck it. What are they gonna do? I mean,
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll punch all the red limiter and try to bump it. I don't know what it's doing.
Jack, we're gonna try to start it without the red limiter.
Oh! Right now.
It's just flat.
Just flashed?
Flat. Right over here.
Got it to fire thanks to the other Fat Fro car and Ryan Zelski and his crew. We swapped out the distributors, put his backup in there, lit it off, finally fired, and I didn't have the camera on, but they actually timed it too, which is crazy. We're rolling through staging here. We got the ATVs from our RB main coming back, and I'm thinking we're supposed to start second. I think we made it. I don't think we're going to be late. No one's fired off. I'm looking over on the hill there, and no one's running. I'm like, okay, I think we did it. I think we're going to be starting second. We didn't lose that much time. But over the receiver, they say that we were late to staging, which is fair. But, you know, I'm just really excited that the car fired. It's running now. They weren't able to get the wires.
Go, 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 go. Get out of
If you're not familiar with the way that the distributor works with everything in the throttle and stuff, like you do have to zip tie the spark plug wires away from the throttle. They didn't have time to do that, obviously. So the throttle is a little stiff around half throttle. But at this point, I don't care. Like, the car's running, I'll work through it. You know, everyone that was helping, Dave Schutzen, Maddie Schutzen, Tony, Zen, Jack, BG, Ryan Zelski, Gary Zelski, Chris, Swerve, they did so much work here. So now we're going to be in the back, but I'm going to drive it to make all that worth it. Now, here, I'm going to stand on it, feel the car out, and it's a little loose because with all that, I haven't gotten out of the car yet since the third heat. So now I'm like, okay, it is what it is. We didn't change anything on the setup, so I'm going to have to drive around it, which is fine. After all that hard work, I'm not going to let that little thing be an issue. So, all right, so we're coming off it. We're coming to green. We're starting last. You know, top four go. We're starting 15th. I have to go. So we get to green, and I'm just gonna drive it in on the top because that's where I gotta go. I go to the top, and the two cars stack up right in front of me, and I hit them, and the car that was on the inside kind of drove up and hit me. But luckily, the two cars that were spinning, I knocked straight, so you're welcome. Now, I can see the Nerf bar, the side Nerf bar, in the window. So I know that is going to be an issue. And I'm just really hoping that it's not near the right rear tire. And the car that hit me pretty hard in kind of almost pancaked wheel-to-wheel type thing. So I'm like, man, the steering is probably bent now. And, you know, second time in a row at Wilmot that we showed up and I hit someone. But BG's got solid equipment because the steering was a little bit weird, but everything rolled. So,
It's stuck in gear.
Safety crew here. Yeah, I just needed a little rock here so I could get out of gear. Push me down, and yeah, we're gonna get pushed off here. You know, I was hoping that he was gonna tell me that the right rear Nerf bar was completely clear of the right rear, but he didn't tell me. So at this point, I'm like, well, do I go to the work area or do I just get pushed off? And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get pushed off. Well, I'm not gonna drive it back to just, you know, pull in the trailer because you just saw the edited version of all the work that the BG crew and Zelski's crew did. So I'm not gonna pull in. So it is gonna be a complete restart here, and again, but we didn't lose any positions. So here we're gonna get the green, and now I know that I gotta watch these guys again. This black car does run the top a lot. He goes to the top. I go over a little bit, but I was like, you know, I'm gonna square it because I know there's no one behind me, and I get a pretty good run. So I'm like, maybe that's the line I should do. I thought about throwing a slider, but I was like, no, I'll just hold it down on the bottom, just roll the bottom. So I'm expecting to get to the top here, but this white car in front of me is missing the bottom. So I'm thinking, you know what? Just go to the top. And as soon as I go to the top, the yellow comes back out. Now I got to regroup here. I know that white car is going to be back in front of me. Which way do I go? I'm going to say just do what I was doing. He's probably going to stay down on the bottom. So we're going to get the green here. 2 here. So we get the green. Coming off of 4 here. I hit the berm a little bit. And I'm going to go to the top. He doesn't go there, and the car's really loose, and it's really easy to spin out if you don't hit the cushion. So kind of have to drive it in a little bit harder than what I wanted for the next lap. which I'm a little not comfortable because the car is loose, but he's on the inside of me, so I have to go in there and rail it. And I just kind of cheated a little bit. The car gets tight, but I beat him down into 3. So just gonna run the top here in 3 and 4, and I'm gonna go down to the bottom here, and he hits me, and which is fine. I did pull the anchor out pretty hard there and go right back to the top now. Now here I am hoping for a yellow just to keep these cars right in front of me, but I don't want to be the yellow, so I gotta try to keep driving pretty hard without spinning myself out. And the cushion in 3 is really big, and it's it'll upset the car if you don't hit it right, get the car to push. So you gotta kind of come in on more of an arc than what you'd want. So we got TB on the inside there right in front of me from Next Gen Pumps, shout out. And I'm just kind of watching him now. He gets racing with Gartner here, and it just kind of makes it harder for me to pass because I got to put myself in between them, which I am not comfortable doing, or just sit here and wait for a mistake. So I'm just going to sit here and wait for a little mistake. And I know I can see that I have no right side nerf bar. So if I am going to nerf them, I got to use their nerf, which will make me really risk wheel-to-wheel contact. So Tom Brown slips up there and gives me the chance to not focus on what he's doing. So now I can focus on what's in front of me, go to the top again, and you can see there, right when I hit the cushion, that I have to turn left a little bit. This white car kind of swoops up. I just kind of show him the right front, let him do the rest of the work, driving a little too deep. There's nothing really in the middle on exit, so I'll go right back to the top again. And yeah, now I got Tom Eller in front of me. Just going to try to track them down. And it just, it's white. That was actually checkered. Wow. So I was so focused on racing and obviously narrating too that I missed that was a white flag. But that's how fast it 15th to 8th with a yellow at the beginning, but that didn't really help because I passed the car and all of that. But yeah, that's behind the visor of a night in the 14 AJ when stuff just doesn't go your way. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. If you want to race, be a race car driver, you have to take these nights on the chin, just as well as, winning a heat race, winning a main. But it is what it is. It's a part of racing. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please subscribe on Crane Racing, Facebook page, YouTube page, and Instagram. Also, if you want to hear some real racing talk, where we have guests, check out our Spotify, Crane Racing's Racers Talk with DC. We are live on Mondays, 7 p.m. Central, and the Spotify episode drops on Tuesday morning. If this is your first time hearing about it, we already have 3 episodes up, so please check that out. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you at a track very soon. Peace out, Girl Scout.
You know what an ignition module is? That flat thing that's, do not put an MSD one in. Buy an Excel or something else. Hey, you guys are at this 4 times, right? Oh yeah. Yeah. I'll get that out.
I